YouTube, what is up? Back at it again. This time with Marvel's Black Cat. We're going to be taking a look at her and Puma. Let's see if we can get that in there. Sorry for the lighting. Got nothing I can do about that right now. But once we get them out of package, that should clear up. There's a better look at Puma in the box. And Black Cat. So one thing I didn't do for the other video was show you guys the packaging. I'm sure other people are doing it, so I didn't bother. And there's that good old UPC. Oh damn, I almost knocked Spider-Man over. Anyway, there is the back art or picture of the figure and a read up on Puma. Okay, so we're gonna crack that guy open, and we are also gonna be taking a look at Black Cat. There's that side artwork, another picture of the figure, and read up on her. There's that UPC upside down. That's gonna do nobody no good. There we go. All right. So we actually brought out the older version, which is in the original costume. And I gotta say, this figure was pretty good, you know, for its time, and it still holds up. I actually still prefer this one just because of the classic look. That might change once we get the other one out of package. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm just being biased on this look and like it because it's a classic costume. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Marvel's Black Cat. And let's pause this for a second. So here you have Black Cat out of package. It's a good looking figure. A little shorter. Whoops. That just happened. Yeah, so she's a little shorter than the older version. It was in the wow, what wave was that? I think that was the Green Goblin wave, if I'm not mistaken. This is a good look. This would be her look in, I want to say, Amazing Spider-Man. Don't recall what issue. Didn't bother to go back and try to look it up. But if I'm not mistaken, around this time, she had an on again, off again relationship with Peter Parker, and during their off time, she ended up running into Superior Spider-Man. That's when Doc Ock had his brain input into Peter Parker. They end up running into each other, and Doc Ock pretty much, well, it was Peter Parker, but Doc Ock, taking over the body, pretty much just didn't want to have nothing of it, punched her in the face, and then she set out to pretty much ruin Peter Parker at that point. And I think, you know what? Superior Spider-Man arrested her, and she ended up in jail. And while she was incarcerated with who was it? Jesus Christ. Actually, Puma was in there as well. She was locked up with Puma and Jesus Christ, uh, Hammerhead. Is it? Yeah, Hammerhead. So they were all locked up together, and then she ends up forming another female group with uh, Misty Knight. Can't recall that name of that group either at the moment. But yeah, I mean overall, for a female figure, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. Her hair does hinder. She got that nod, a little tilt, but the hair does hinder her movement from looking up. She can look down just a slight bit. Good old single jointed elbow, double jointed knees, and it's not bad. Clawed hands. You can see she got some claws in her hand. Why does that not want to pick that up? There we go. Her whip is a little mechanical looking. It's just a piece of plastic, does nothing for me. This thing here is a little wiggly. I think these may come off. Yeah. So if you guys are customizers out there, this does come off. And I would suppose this does it as well. So overall, not a bad look. To be honest, I'm happy with her. And I mean, who wouldn't be? Look at that gorgeous girl back there. But this one's okay. I mean, I don't know if I would replace this one with the older one. I don't know that. Let's see if we can swap out heads. Okay. I think this one might be a pain to come off. Not really. This is not going to work. I can tell you already. Look at that. She almost looks like a midget. No, thank you. And I suppose everything's falling down. This is definitely not going to work. It will fit, but look at that. She's all stretched out neck on us on that one. Not a good look. So we're gonna have to leave them as is and not bother trying to change out anything on them. She did come with the right arm to Kingpin. This is gonna be a much sought after figure. And let me go ahead and say it now. If you guys really think any of these are going to be peg warming, you might want to think again. I'm actually looking for a second set. I'm probably more than likely going to be giving the extra figures to my son, but I am going to keep the bath pieces. I don't know how he feels about that. Unless he wants the Kingpin, then I'm going to be looking for a third one, which many of us are not going to want to do. But if you ever have the opportunity to buy any of these Build-A-Figure pieces and on the cheap, I would suggest you do so. Reason being, we know that we're getting a Marvel Legends Writer Series Professor Xavier, and he's going to be coming with the hover chair. And he's also going to be having a package with him, a Demon King head. And reason being, Hasbro pretty much gave us the recipe for the Demon King, so we're going to be needing a second body. And here's the torso of that Kingpin figure. It's pretty heavy, and that came with Puma. So sorry about the noise. We're going to take a look at Puma now. Excuse me while I check him out for a second. So yeah, this is going to be a hard one. um, to put together, especially if you're gonna have people like me out there trying to put two baths together. I think the figures are going to be readily available. You're probably going to be able to find them on low for, you know, just under retail, even without the bath. I mean, Silver Sable is going to be another one. Sorry if I'm babbling on. It's going to be hard to find, and I'll explain why in just a second. Here we got Puma. Man, this figure, man, is it's pretty good. You know, I don't see anything reused on this one. Maybe, you know, the torso and legs, but definitely not the lower legs and the feet. Now, this is a separate piece. This fur piece will go up and down, and it should come off. And I don't recall seeing this ever, so that's a new thing that we got. And of course, that head sculpt. Let's get a closer look at that. Of course, that head sculpt is going to be new. This chain here, which is really soft, is removable. His belt looks like it's glued down, which is okay. I mean, I don't see any reason to remove that or use that for anything, but yeah, good figure. Reminds me of the Jackal, the way it's built up a little. Although, you know, the Jackal had the furry, shirtless chest, or whatever. But it kind of has that feel. And maybe I should bring him out and take a look at him and see if we can do a little comparison. I'll try to do that in a second, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so to what I was saying, there's going to be a Walgreens exclusive figure of Mystique, which is going to come with a Lilandra head. And the only body that I could see that going on will be that Silver Sable. I can't say I was the first person to say that, but when they announced it, I did bring that up. And, you know, other people ran with it, I guess. You know, that's going to happen. You know, I didn't do a YouTube video on that or anything. Maybe I should have. But, you know, people are smart and, you know, we catch on. We're not going to open her yet. We're going to do a separate video. And I'm sorry for bringing her on camera because I really wanted to talk to the other two. But you might want to take a close look at this one and pay attention to when you pick it up and have it in hand. I did see a couple cases of these figures, and she has paint issues and marbling on the center of the chest and on her boobage. So I know that's not the appropriate word for it, but you know, on her chest, it has marbleization. Sorry, and just keep an eye out on that. But let's pause this. Let's whip out. Who did I say I was going to bring to the table? Jackal. All right, let's do that. All right, so here is the Jackal. Let's see. Yeah, I'm afraid so. Reuse of the Jackal arms. Can't say as far as the legs are concerned. The feet, definitely. So from here up, no. But the arms and the feet, that is a match. So, not too bad of a reuse. We can expect that. A lot of reuses with these figures, which is fine by me. It's okay. I do not mind whatsoever. Well, hopefully you heard all that because I didn't even have my headphones on. So yeah, we just mentioned reuse of the arms and the feet. Everything else, I can't say everything else. Maybe just the head and these pieces here on the legs. And this band is something new that I haven't seen before. So just taking a look at the Jackal or Puma, the hell, still got Jackal on my mind. It's actually a pretty good fig, man. I like him. He's a bad guy for the most part, turns good. Same thing with every Spider-Man character that we get out here. So that's gonna do it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Take care, and please don't forget about that giveaway. I really want to give this. Yeah, that just happened. I'm always dropping stuff. Red Goblin figure away, and like I said, we're gonna do that with the Kingpin bath. When we do that video, we upload that video. I will make the announcement then. So we got about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Again, like, subscribe, and as always, take care.